Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. So you guessed it, another fluid art creation. I'm using a purple colour palette along with a silver and a black and white. So I'm going to combine those colours as part of my palette. I'll take you down in a minute so you can see the colours themselves, the brands that I'm using, and also the consistencies. I do list all that information in the description box. So just underneath this video, you might see an expand. So just press the expand button and it will list a lot more information. So I hope you find that really helpful and useful. So I'm going to do a ring pour, I think. And I say I think because I've got two split cups here. One's got 2 compartments, one's got 3 compartments. I do have 5 colours, so I think I'm going to put 1 colour in each of these compartments. And I'm either going to just pour the paint from the cup onto the canvas. Maybe I'm going to do a ring pour. You can tell I've not really yet decided what I'm going to do because I think I'm just going to be in the moment and see what happens. But I am going to use this. So my marble, I'm going to use my marble to create some really interesting lines. So I think I'm going to do some pouring from my split cups. That's a given. I'm definitely sticking with the colour palette that I've said, but let's just see what happens. And as always, thank you for being here. Let's see what we can create. Okay, so I am using a 20 by 20 inch canvas. I have painted all the sides using the black colour. So I just have clean sides, and then when I'm tipping the canvas and the paint, I don't need to worry about the sides too much. So there are my cups. One's got 3 compartments, one's got 2 compartments. My marble. These are the colours that I'm going to use. So 2 of them are by Amsterdam. This is the Ultramarine Violet Light, and the other Amsterdam is Ultramarine Violet. And then I'm using Pebio's Iridescent Silver, gorgeous silver colour. Then of course the black and white, I've mixed up large batches because I'm doing some paintings with both black and white. This is Amsterdam's Titanium White and Amsterdam's Lamp Black. So here you can see I've mixed everything up, fairly thick. I am using a pouring medium. I will list everything in the description box. And yeah, I want you to see that it kind of drips off the spatula, leaves a trace, and then slowly disappears. So I'll ensure that I put all the ratios on just so you can see my ratios. I don't keep anything secret. It's all listed in the description box. If I don't talk about it in the video, please also check out the description box for any of my videos because I like to leave the information in there as well. So my paints are mixed. That's the colour palette that I'm using. My canvas is ready. Let's go. Okay, so I've got my 2 split cups there. I've got the ultramarine and the ultramarine violet light. So I'm going to ensure that they're kind of separated. So I think I'm going to put the ultramarine violet in the middle of this one. And then the ultramarine violet light in this one just here. There we go. So that's separated those colours. I'm probably going to put the silver. No, I'm going to put the silver actually next to this one here. And then I'll put the black next to this one. Oh. And then just the white on the end part of this cup. There we go. So my paints are in their cups. That's how I've divided it for now. All ready to go. So I'm going to start with the triple split cup, and I'm just going to go round in a circle as I pour the paint from the cup onto the canvas. This one's got the white, the silver, and the ultramarine violet in it. So I'm going to take my second cup, the double split cup, that's got the ultramarine violet light and the black. And I'm just going to start pouring, just slightly overlapping that ring pour that I've already got on the canvas. You can see that I'm just going round and round in a circular motion, pouring the paint from the cup onto the canvas. So I'm just going to stretch these out slightly, just see how they look when they start to open up, and I shift some of that volume of paint across that surface area. But what I'm thinking is I might do a third cup, and I like how that dark and that light contrast is on the canvas. So I definitely think I'm going to do a third cup like this one, but here. So I'm going to refill my cup, the black and the ultramarine violet, and I'm just going to pour again in this area. Again, it's just a ring pour, going in circular motion, allowing that paint to leave the cup and go onto the surface area of the canvas. Oh, I just love that contrast. I'm pleased I've added that third cup. So I'm just going to tip the canvas in one direction and then bring it back on itself and bring the paint back on itself on that other direction, just slightly spreading out some of that paint across that surface. So I'm now going to add the marble, and I'm going to place the marble in this section here, and I'm literally just going to pick up my canvas and I'm going to tilt the canvas to allow that marble to go from one of the darker sections into that middle lighter section and then back into a darker section and bring it back on itself. And using the marble is about not only mixing some of those colours up and bringing those colours into other areas, but it's also about creating some really nice lines, some really interesting patterns. So when the canvas is tilted again without the marble, those patterns are really opened up. So I think that's enough of the marble. So I'm just going to roll that marble off the canvas. It bounces on my table. I'm just going to place this canvas back on its stands. Use my torch to pop any air bubbles. That's the purpose of the torch in this creation, just to pop those air bubbles. And then I'm going to take you in for a closer look just so you can see some of that pattern. And you can see how that marble has helped create all those lines. So I'm excited now. So we're going to need to open up this pattern a little bit more and allow some of that volume of paint to go across the canvas. I think I'm going to need a little bit more paint to help that pattern kind of flow freely across that canvas. So I'm just opening it up as much as I can, and then I'm going to take some more paint and add it into the area so the paint can help move that pattern without distorting it too much. So I'm just going to place the canvas down, and I'm just going to add a little bit more paint in this area here. So I'm just going to tip some of the black paint just in that area, just there. And then what's going to happen is that black paint is going to help the other paint that's already on that canvas kind of flow freely into that corner. So that other paint that I've just placed down is going to help bring that other paint across to that corner to allow me to drip it over the edges slightly and bring it back on itself. And that's what I'm now going to do. I'm going to open up this pattern, open up this creation, and tilt the canvas from side to side. I'm going to look at the composition, and I'm going to look at how those lines are really opening up. And remember guys, if you're enjoying this video, if you find the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, even leave me a comment down below in the comment section. It really helps me reach new people across YouTube who might be interested in the work that I create and the videos that I produce. So a big thank you in advance for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. I would say the best piece of advice I can give you when you're creating, when you're doing fluid art, is just allow yourself to be in that moment of the present moment, that here and now. Don't worry too much about that end result, but instead just enjoy being immersed in that creativity process, in that process that you go from start to finish, and enjoy that middle bit. And just enjoy learning as you go along, and think about the composition when you're tilting. Think about how you can open those patterns or those lines up that you're creating on your surface area. So that's just some advice that I'd love to give to you, that I'd love to share, because I think it's really important to remember being immersed in that here and now, in that creativity process, helps us learn, helps us evolve, and helps us develop as artists. So just enjoy that creation and the way the paint's flowing, how those patterns are opening up. Okay, so I'm happy with how this is all looking. So I'm going to place it back on my stands. And I'm now going to tidy up my edges, just take all the drips off the edges. And I'm going to take you in now for a close look at the wet version. You can see how those colours are working together. I love this colour palette so much. And it definitely has a space vibe for me. I'm definitely feeling kind of deep space or outer space. Let me know what you think. What's it saying to you? I'd love to hear what you think about this creation. I'm of course going to let this dry. I'm going to place it to one side, let it dry, and then I'll take you in now for a close-up at the dry version. So here we go. It's fully dry. It's not yet varnished. A lot of people ask me what varnish I use and how I varnish, and I promise I will make a video one day about my varnishing process. But I use a spray varnish. It's a gloss varnish by Winsor & Newton, and I do 1, maybe 2 coats of spray varnish on each piece once it's sold. So I'm really happy with this. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, remember, if it's been helpful, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and let me know what you think about this creation in the comments below. I hope you have a great week ahead. Happy creating, and I hope I get to see you again in the next video. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I'll see you soon. Bye.